What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Babylon. As you guys know, if you guys saw my top 10 movie list of last year, I guess, I promised you guys that when I see Babylon, along with like The Whale as well, that when I finally watch Babylon, you guys would get a movie review for it, and I'm a man of my word, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I just finished watching it a little earlier today. First of all, I was shocked at how long this movie was, because I didn't know this movie was 3 hours. I figured, like, oh, it's probably like 2 hours, 2:30, 2 hours, and then like 30-ish minutes. I go on Paramount Plus because they finally added it recently, and I got the time to watch it during spring break. I go and check the time, and then I see the runtime, like, oh, this 3 hours. Okay then. All right, man, all right. But yeah, overall, man, this movie was phenomenal, man. I loved it. It is brilliantly directed, immaculately shot. The editing is fantastic, man. Oh my god, and the lighting. Oh, the lighting. Oh, the lighting is amazing in this movie, man. But yeah, man, this movie is fantastic, man. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the movie. It's directed by Damien Chazelle, if I'm pronouncing that name right, who you guys know is the director of Whiplash and La La Land, and of course stars Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Diego Calva, and my man. The whole entire reason why I want to even originally watch this movie in the first place, Tobey Maguire. As you guys know, this was announced, like, I'm pretty sure before even the first trailer I think it came out. I think this might have been before No Way Home as well, although this probably is the reason why I was in this movie was because of No Way Home. You guys know this was announced to be like his first return acting role, his return to acting since like what? 2008, somewhere around there, a little after Spider-Man 3 was released, was like the last movie he did before he kind of just fell off the grid. So obviously I was going to watch him just for that alone, man, and he's amazing, man. But yeah, and many more. And the plot of Babylon is descendants to depravity and outrageous access leads to the rise and fall of several ambitious dreamers in 1920 Hollywood as industry begins to transition from silent pictures to the world of the sound films. First thing up, the cast is incredible, man. Margot Robbie was phenomenal, man. She gives an amazing performance. Brad Pitt was great as well. I loved his performance, man. Diego Calva, he's great as well. And of course, I mentioned earlier, Tobey Maguire was phenomenal, man. I absolutely love Tobey Maguire in this film, man. He was amazing, man. The little bits we see him, because we don't see him that much. He only shows up for like the last like 30-ish minutes. He's not in the movie that long, which is kind of surprising because I figured he might have we might have saw him a little bit earlier, but no. We don't basically see him until around the end of the movie. But when he shows up, man, obviously I was grinning from ear to ear, man. As a longtime Spidey fan, I was happy to see him in a new movie after so long, not counting No Way Home. So yeah, that was nice to see, man. I was very happy when I saw him. Man. I was like, yeah, Toby, let's go, and he's amazing as well. But yeah, the cast is phenomenal, man. I don't mention this earlier, but the directing of this movie is amazing, man. And oh my god, I gotta praise the editing, man. The editing in this movie is phenomenal, man. Like, you guys know, if you guys saw my review for Everything Everywhere All at Once, that was my pick for best editing, which I would still stand, which even after watching Babylon, I would still stand by that. And as you guys know, they also won the Oscar for best editing as well a couple days ago. But honestly, Babylon, this would probably have been my second pick for best editing, man, for this year, man, was Babylon, man. The editing was amazing. The cinematography in this movie is amazing as well. This movie looks so gorgeous, man, and oh my god, and that's a lot due to the lighting, man. I love the lighting, just the overall colors that use movie. This new movie does like Whiplash uses a lot of yellow throughout a lot of the scenes, man, and it looks amazing, man. Like, we have the opening scene as well when in that giant massive party with the fucking elephant and everything, and oh my god, bro. The elephant, bro. The opening, like, 10 minutes, bro, with the elephant mind, man. Good lord, man. Godspeed to all those actors, man. Godspeed to them. I won't get into more specific details because I don't want to spoil people, but, man, if you know, you know, man. Good lord. Godspeed to them, man. Godspeed. But yeah, and that leads me to the next thing I want to say. The comedy in this movie is phenomenal. Like, obviously you have the opening disgusting scene with the elephant, and there's a few other comedy scenes as well. But obviously the highlight is the Margot Robbie scene when she's on set, and they have to do a bunch of retakes because, of course, how the equipment is with the audio, bro. This shit had me in fucking tears, bro. Like, bro, this has to be one of the funniest scenes in like all of cinematic history, man. I was dying laughing, man, running all over my room, falling on my bed, just dying laughing when there's all the retakes, man. Like, Bro, and the editing in this scene is also phenomenal as well, man. This was probably the scene where I knows like, hey, yo, the editing in this movie is really fucking good, man. Like, really fucking good. Was this scene, man? Because it like you have like there's a lot of quick cuts. It's very snappy. It looks amazing, man, and it just flows so well together, man. And just all the different things that go wrong while they're trying to get this one fucking take, just get one good complete take, man. Oh my god. Like, you, of course, got Margot missing her mark, the audio not picking up, man, somebody opening the door. And then you got, like, the assistant director, or whatever the fuck the fat guy's position is. I think he's an assistant director, or a PA, or whatever the fuck. Just like, I will shit in somebody's mouth! Oh my god, bro, there's so many funny scenes that one scene, man, my god. That was the highlight of the movie, man. Easily was that scene where they're trying to get one shot, man. Easily the highlight. And then you got some poor guy in like the camera box, sweating profusely, man, on death's door, bro. Man, I felt bad for that poor guy, man. But yeah, but back to what I was saying about the directing, man. One thing I really like about this movie is just how much the camera is involved in the movie. Like, you have a lot of scenes where like where you'll see like water or other stuff kind of get on the camera lens as the characters were, which I thought would look really nice, man. I thought it was a nice little touch there. But one thing I love about this movie, and this is definitely one of the reasons why I love the directing of this movie so much, was I love how there are a lot of long takes in this movie, like where there's just no cuts, you're just following one character around for like a couple minutes, man. Like, there is this one scene, without getting into spoilers, around the end of the movie, man, with Brad Pitt's character, where he just runs up, where he just walks up, where he like kind of like gets up from his chair and walks up the stairs to a bathroom, man. And the payoff for that scene, man, was phenomenal, man. I love that scene, man. That was another highlight for me, man. Was that one take there with that shot, man. That looked incredible, man. But that brings me to the characters. One thing I also really like about this movie is the characters overall and just the dynamic. And obviously, it kind of like shows the dark side of Hollywood, especially probably back then in those days where, you know, people were trying to transition from, you know, the days of silent movies to sound movies and just all the trials and tribulations someone would have to go to make in Hollywood and to stay relevant during that time frame, man. Like, with Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt, both characters are bending over backwards constantly to try and stay relevant, to try and keep their I guess, stock up. And it's just really kind of cool. It's really kind of insane to see how these characters and their just overall arc goes throughout the entire film, man. It was really something to see as we saw these characters kind of like fall and like devolve as the movie progressed on. Especially with Brad Pitt's character, who was struggling the most, as we see him kind of be as someone that like flourished during the silent era, but it's kind of like at the end of the line when we started to move to sound, he started to become irrelevant, man. That whole scene, man, once he started getting to the second half movie, man, I really enjoyed his character, man. There's another scene featuring Sidney, who you guys know is a black trumpet player, man, that we see for his character midway through the movie as well, and I thought was another really great scene as well. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I thought that was also a really nice scene, man. I would just overall see the dark side of Hollywood and just what it can do to people and just how it just completely destroys them. I thought that was really fascinating to watch as we see these characters' arcs portray and continue on as the film progresses, man. That was a lot of fun. That was quite interesting to watch, man. That was quite interesting to see their characters and where they ended up by the end of the movie, man. I already mentioned the music as well is also really good as well, man. The music I also thought was really good as well. I already mentioned the camera work and the directing and everything. I think the only thing that I had a problem with this movie, man, overall, I think the movie's just a little bit too long, if you ask me, man. Like, it's not like super long, but I definitely think you could have probably trimmed off maybe 5 to 10 minutes of the movie around the middle part of it, because I feel like that's when the movie kind of like dragged a little bit, kind of lost my interest for a little bit, man. But when we weren't focusing on Margot Robbie as she was becoming a successful Hollywood actor, like whenever we were focusing on Margot Robbie as she kind of becomes this huge big name actress, like that's obvious. That was like the mentor. But when we were not with her during like the middle part of the movie, when we started to focus on some of the other characters and other stuff, it kind of started to lose me a little bit, and I feel like you could have probably trimmed this down maybe another 5-10 minutes, man. And I think that probably would have helped the movie a lot, and probably kept the second half maybe not feeling like it dragged on a little bit. But that's just my personal opinion, man. But yeah, besides that, man, this was a phenomenal movie, man, that I would definitely highly recommend you guys check this out now that it's finally up on Paramount Plus. So yeah, overall, guys, my final verdict for Babylon is going to be a 9.5 out of 10, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, if you like, links down below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.